Good afternoon. I am excited to come in here and do this quick live stream for a moment. Facebook Live, I should say. It's about 20 till 4, so I don't have a whole lot of time to come in here. I'm in between appointments. I wanted to bring this up. The topic of this video is if you want more sales, it's not about the amount of people in your pipeline. It is the kind of people that are in your pipeline. I'm fired up because I actually just spoke at an event down in Naples today, and the whole aspect was about communicating with more effectiveness. So in the business context, now of course communication is a huge topic, right? But in the business context where I was driving these points home was about really finding the people, like identifying that the type of people that are going to be the right fit for your goals as a business leader, whether you're a business owner or you're a service provider or you're a sales professional that's out there building sales, building the pipeline for your book of business, right? So finding, connecting, so finding people. Hey Malia, how are you? Finding the people is one thing. Now we've got to connect with them, right? We have to engage in some sort of conversation to keep the dialogue going, and then ultimately converting them into either a referral partner or a raving customer, somebody that's going to really sing our praises and be happy with the service or the product that we're delivering on, right? In the context of the chat today, it was funny because I actually had a woman come up to me after the presentation, and she said for the first time she had been in the industry, in her particular industry, and I'm not going to reveal her industry because I don't want to oust anybody, and not that it was bad, but just I didn't actually get her permission to talk about this today, so I'll protect her a little bit. But she had been in her industry, let's see, it's 2018 right now, so let's say 7 years, okay? In the 7 years that she's been in this industry, hey Carl, how are you? In the 7 years that she has been a part of her particular industry, she's ran into a lot of coaches and consultants that her organization has brought to her company, right? And she's in a service-based business, that meaning that she has got to drive her book of business. Like her boss isn't giving her leads. She has got to go out there and fish for those leads, fill her pipeline by herself, her own efforts. There are coaches, consultants, trainers that have come into that organization and have told this woman time and flipping time again the same BS bull crap. I'll keep this family. That today, I told her, no, you don't have to do that. And what they were telling her is that you got to go out there and make 95 calls a day. I'm a firm believer you got to take action. You've got to get out there, and on some front, you've got to turn over, pound the pavement, let people know that you exist, right? There's no badges out there for people that hide behind their computer screen, that hide behind their behind the curtain. Basically, you have to get out there and shake the ripple the waters, if you will. You have to let people know that you exist. You have to have a number of conversations. You have to have a number of opportunities to really talk and engage with people. So I'm not saying that the whole ideology of having a bunch of people that you're talking to, that you do have to have a lot of people in your pipeline, right? But I don't care if there's 100,000 people in your pipeline and not a single one of them is ever going to make a decision about being a client, being a referral partner. You might as well not even you might as well not even waste your energy with that, okay? So in the first time of her encountering another coach or consultant, and I can't believe that I'm the only one that's actually given her this food for thought, okay? But I'm sharing this example today because so many of you that are watching this live or watching this in the replay are bought into this concept of, I gotta have more, I've gotta have more, I've gotta have more, I've gotta have more, I've gotta have more. And all I want you to do is slow down and think, okay, as much as I would love to have more, is it in line with my goals and my mission as a service provider or a business owner or a sales professional? Whatever hat you're wearing right now, okay? Is this interaction with an opportunity to get a referral? Is this opportunity, like this interaction let me slow that down for a second because I'm tripping over my own words. I'm so excited about this. Are the interactions that you're having with people at networking events, at conferences, at random client meetings, like wherever you're finding people to talk about your product or service, are they people that are going to make a decision? And again, it doesn't have to mean that they have to result in a sale per se. Like, yes, there is that decision maker that so many of us in the sales world are always like, we want to get in front of more of the decision makers. Of course you do. But you know what? I would much rather you go out there and spend your time developing relationships with people that could be your damn Pied Piper. You know what I'm saying? Like, those are the types of people, like those are the people that are going to run the streets and say, guess what? You know, like, fill in the blank with your name. That person is amazing because of this, this, and this. They solved my problem. They were able to take it a step further. They were able to do something that nobody else could do for me before. If you build that relationship with people that could go out there and be your Pied Piper, build quality relationships with those people. Okay. Now, we don't have time to get into the whole depth of like building a quality relationship. I've done that on other live streams. I do that on deeper trainings. If you want information on that, if you want to figure out like how to get your, I wouldn't say your scripting down, but like your language down as far as like, you know, what's step one of retaining and building quality relationships, you and I can certainly have a conversation about that, right? Drop your name or your comments in the comment section. I'll be more than happy to get with you privately outside of this space today. But by all means, here's my driving point. It is not about the quantity of the people that you have in your pipeline. If you are not doing anything to drive quality to your pipeline, and this is what I mean by this, you got to get specific about who it is that you're after. If you are, like fill in the blank. I mean, if you want to put your industry in here, we can certainly have some conversations with this inside the comment section, whether you're watching it live or whether you're watching it in the replay. Whatever you're doing, you've got to be aware of like who is already talking to your client. That is one way for you to define the quality a little bit, because again, you're getting very in tune with like, okay, my client represents this type of person. Now I know based on like my client's other needs, they are probably already talking to or have a relationship with other people in other industries outside of my own. So if I want a direct relationship with those people, then like those clients, then perhaps maybe it would make sense for me to go out there and build quality relationships. That's one way to drive quality to your pipeline. Another way to think about it is like, you know, especially if you enjoy going to, like trade show events, or you're doing targeted Facebook ads, if you're doing anything that's going to like get you specifically in front of your target market. And I used this example the other day. I'm gonna start using it more often because it was really, really cool. Let me just see how I'm doing on time here, because I do want to be mindful of that. It's like, okay, so I live in Florida. I am not a fisherman by any stretch of the imagination, but it would be like me going out into these like these freshwater canals that I live on and me trying to fish for salmon. It's not happening. Like, it's not happening at all. So if you are like fishing, if you're trying to fill the pipeline, fishing is a metaphor right now. If you're trying to fill the pipeline, you're putting people in your pipeline that are never, ever, 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 ever going to take the next step with you. And that means like you're going to networking events where like there's like the people that aren't meant to hear your message are hanging out there. That would be like what you would probably want to steer clear from. Like you probably want to take some time to evaluate that. You want to take just a few moments to say, okay, based on my goals, based on where I'm going, based on the direction of my company and the trajectory of my monetary goals, my revenue goals, whatever you want to say, like, am I putting myself in the rooms where I'm going to attract quality into my world? If I'm only attracting a lot of people into my world, hoping and praying that this person that I encounter in this moment is going to be like the gateway to all sorts of awesome sales. But you haven't done that time to taken that time, I should say, to do the research, to do the homework, to understand your target market, and also understand who's already talking to your target market. You're filling your pipeline, or you're filling your time with people and opportunities that probably aren't going to pan out the way you thought. So when we're thinking about filling our pipeline, again, what is it that we're doing to attract quality over quantity? It's not about the amount of people you know. If you know 100,000 people and they're never, ever, ever going to do anything to take the next step with you, it's wasting your time. It's wasting their time. I would much rather you go focus on filling your time with getting to know 5 people that could direct you straight to your potential client. 20 of them, okay? That is a much better use of your time. So don't get caught up in the oh my gosh, I have to have more. No, you don't. You have to have quality. You have to have the kind of people you need, or the kind of resources that you need, and you got to define that. I can't define that for you on this live stream. I certainly have other trainings where I could hook you up with that, and we can get really flipping clear on that for you. But today, my ask to you is to start thinking about what it is that you got to do. What goals do you have as it relates to driving more quality sales to your pipeline? And then how can you get there? Who can help you with that? And if you need some help and some assistance with that, by all means, put your comments in the section. I'll be more than happy to reach out to you outside of the space of this live stream today. But that's all I have. I've got to get in my mindset for my next call. So you guys rock. Thank you so much for hanging out with me today. Really appreciate it. Until next time, I'm Erica Castner. Take care.